What's up, brothers and sisters? Today we are going to be playing, as you can see, the Stanley Parable. I know this is a pretty old game, but I really like it. So let's just play the goddamn game. Here we go. Um, I know what this game is all about. You know, it's a pretty good game. So how was your day today? Yeah, pretty good. Mine too. The end is never, the end is never, the end is never. Fuck. Come on. Click to
This is
skip.
the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
By the way, I'm playing
Employee
this
number
on
427's
everything is
job
on
was
heist.
simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on the keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor at his desk, telling him what buttons to push,
Best
how long to push
job
them, and in what
ever.
order. This is what
Seriously.
employee 427 did
I'm
every
just
day,
kidding.
of every
No.
month,
No.
of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-winning, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Aww. Miss Stanley was
And then one
happy.
day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would
Uh-oh.
forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow.
No.
No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This
Wow.
complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and
Come on, we're
regained his
supposed to. No,
senses,
there
he
you
got
go.
up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Okay. Here we are. So, the Stanley Parable. Can I? Oh, yes, yes. Okay, so I can't
All
go
of his
here.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Well,
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
it
Perhaps he
might
had
be
simply
Sunday,
missed a
you
memo.
know. Like,
No matter how hard Stanley
I
looked,
don't know,
he
maybe I
couldn't
woke
find a
up on a
trace of
Sunday,
his co-workers.
went to work, or this is all a dream. Can I, like, jump? No? Okay. Why are these windows like... Ah. What? I'm stuck. Oh, there you go. Can you close this? Yes, yep. Can I, like... Yep, I can click on monitors. Can I go here? Damn it. Okay. I don't know why, but I really like closing doors. Oh,
When Stanley
there
came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, so I know there's like this is kind of a choice, like decision kind of a game. So there's like lots of different endings. So where should I go? Should I like listen to him or not? Ah, what the heck? No. Ah, damn it! I tried to. Damn it. Okay, so I'm just gonna go like this.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave
damn
of
it.
disbelief, Stanley decided to go
Every
up to his
fucking
boss's
time.
office,
I come to
hoping he
work
might
and
find an
nobody's
answer
here.
there.
Every fucking time. Damn it. Ah. What the fuck do you want? Can I go no? Broom closet. What the fuck do you want?
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Fuck you, I'm just gonna stay here. There you go. Just gonna stay
There was
here
nothing
and cry
here.
because there's
No
no one
choice to
here.
make, no path to follow,
Just
just
gonna-
an empty broom closet.
Just
No
gonna look
reason
at
to
this
still
broom
be here.
and just gonna cry here, you know? What are you looking
It was
at?
baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
Oh, I'm just gonna stay here forever.
Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why?
Okay,
Please offer me
fine,
some explanation
fine,
here.
fine,
I'm
I'm going,
genuinely
fine.
confused.
God damn.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Now I won't listen to you. I'm just gonna walk down. You have something here? Nope.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss,
I'm
admitting
sorry, I
he
just
had
have to
left
do a
his
second.
post
Just
during
have to
work
make a little
hours.
cut
He might be
on
fired
here.
for that.
Just
And
I
in
have
such a
to wait a
competitive
second.
economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed
I'm just gonna wait for
everyone
this
had
dialogue to
vanished.
end.
His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job.
Oh,
He
I'm
wasn't
back and
crazy
this is
after
still...
all.
Oh,
He thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon.
Okay.
I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself
Why is this so
flying
long?
and began to gently float above the ground.
What? What?
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a
What?
magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had
What?
still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head.
What?
One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange.
What?
I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts.
Damn it, this is so fucking
And while he
long.
thought it all very odd and wondered if this
Ah.
voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply
I'm sorry.
deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back,
Damn it.
the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons.
Yes, please.
It's all I want.
Yes, please. I
I
just
want my
want that.
apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been.
Come
My
on.
life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Where the I fucking knew it. Okay, so I can
Stanley
now.
began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a
Okay.
boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I
Everything
must be.
is
Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Damn it.
This
Every
is the
time.
story of a woman named
Every
Mariella.
time.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy, this much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Oh my god. It happens every time. I go to work and this happens. Every goddamn time. Okay, so this was ending 1 and episode 1. I'll upload episode 2 as soon as possible. You know. Yep. See you next time. Have a nice life.